Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome back. Sorry I'm a little late with this video. We are looking at some Twice gameplay. I was doing this thing called sleeping. I haven't done a lot of it. I've been fighting for democracy. But they did release some gameplay for Twice. We're going to go over them and just see what it's like and just give my thoughts on. And that's it. It's going to be a short little video today. First ability we're going to look at is his alpha, of course. It is called Dagger Shot. It is just Twice throwing in multiple knives in a burst sequence at the opponent. So unlike Toga, who throws like kind of a fully automatic gun, right, with knives, Twice is more of a burst. So he's shooting kind of just 3 knives at a time, and I personally think he's going to be tough to land these because it is a projectile base. Endeavor is just standing there, but if Twice were to fire and then Endeavor was constantly moving, I personally think it would miss. I think you're gonna have to lead your shots just like Toga. I think they're a little faster than Toga, so you might not need to lead them like crazy, but I do think that if they're moving at like a dash pace and you fire directly where they were, unlike a hit scan, I think it will miss. Next up is his beta self duplicate. What this is going to do is create a clone of yourself, and it's going to track on to a enemy opponent, and it looks like it throws out an alpha right away to maybe do a little more range damage, which is nice. Then it's going to sprint, I believe that's a sprint animation, up to the other player and pause for a good second, then do a melee combo. Now, I personally don't find this ability too crazy. I think it's going to be annoying to see some clones out there, and maybe when you shoot Twice thinking it's him and it's a clone, you'll get a little mental damage. I don't know. We also don't know how many charges of this he has. Maybe he has 1 or 2, maybe 3. I would imagine only 2 being max at level 9. I think having more than 2 might be pretty annoying or pretty hard, but it does feel like a pretty underwhelming ability. I don't know if at a certain point in range, the Twice clone will always do his alpha. Maybe at a certain distance he does his alpha, and when he gets closer, he's going to sprint at them and do the melee. But if you see, he stops for a good second before he does the melee damage, and then tries to throw out the melee. So I don't know if that's for the enemy players to just kind of be like, oh shoot, he's about to do his melee combo, let me roll, or whatever. But most of us are like constantly moving and constantly doing damage, so I'm really not sure how this is going to work out. And we also don't know how the AI acts, the clone itself, when you throw it out and no one's there, right? Maybe it's just continues walking. Maybe it's like Mirage from Apex where you can throw it out and then it just treats as a distraction. Maybe you can escape with it. There's a lot of fun stuff we can do with this. I thought about using it as a shield, maybe trying to charge up on a certain character, right? Throw it out and then walk behind it, right? So it can tank some hits. We also don't know if it's going to show damage numbers when you hit it, if it even takes damage. I imagine it is. I'm sure you could kill it. To me right now, first off, like just looking at it like this, it feels pretty underwhelming, and that's of course just because we haven't seen gameplay. So I'm going to leave my thoughts on right there. I'm not going to negatively talk about it or positively talk about it. It's cool. I like it. I'm excited to try all the things about it, but as like a combat kind of thing, it feels pretty weak. Looking at his gamma called Foot Boost, it is essentially just Aizawa Alpha. What you're going to do is throw it out, and if it hits an enemy, you're going to do a one-hit move that knocks them down. So again, hopefully this gamma does do damage. It's very similar to Aizawa, however, you don't get the stomp after the kind of like kickback, the splash damage. You just get the normal hit. Now, further in the clip, you do see Twice scale the wall, but what I think is good to note is that he is also hitting while he is scaling the wall. So even if you use it on the ground or on a wall or anything like that, the attack is still going out. So if there is a character scaling the wall, of course you can use it on the character and it will hit him while you're simultaneously scaling the wall, and you will be where you are where you use it on the wall. So that sentence might have been weird, but because you don't have Aizawa's Stomp, wherever you aim on the wall, that is where you're going to be. So he'll probably climb a little easier than Aizawa, but the tape is obviously shorter. And we don't know how much damage it does. It feels like a little bit of a weaker version of his alpha, but still probably very strong depending on how much damage it does and how far and how many bullets we have to use this to scale around the map. Next up, and probably the most fun thing about Twice, is his special action, the Mud Imitation. Now, a lot of people were already scared about this, and let me explain why, but let me tell you what it does first. So first, you're going to go over to a downed opponent that either your teammates downed or you found someone randomly down or that you downed personally, and you're going to execute them. Now, what this is going to do, if your passive is up, remember that is key, you are going to create a clone of them. So you can see Endeavor here, we down him, we go and execute them, we kill him down, but we create a clone, and the AI, the clone, is going to fight for us for as long as it stays alive, so the clone itself stays alive, or until the person that you just downed is revived. So what they're saying like that is when you execute this person, maybe the fight lasts for a long time. Someone grabs, we'll use Endeavor for this example. Someone grabs Endeavor's card, runs away, revives him with a pink. If your Endeavor clone is still alive, as soon as they are revived, that clone is disappearing. I believe that's what that means. So you do want to make sure that when you do have the clone, you want to make sure kind of like you kill that team so that they don't have a chance of getting rid of your clone when you revive them. Now the other huge thing, and this is where people are scared, is when you make this clone, you get the full HP of the character that you clone. So in Endeavor's case, you get the full HP of Endeavor. In Ibarra's case, you get the full HP of Ibarra, which is 400, I believe. Dobby, 400, right? Endeavor, I'm not sure what he had. I think it was 300, maybe 350. I don't remember. But you get the full HP. Now again, remember guys, I don't think the special action is going to always be up. This sounds like a special action that's going to be kind of a passive. And what's going to happen is when you use your execution, if the passive is up, the special action is up, that is going to make the clone. And once it makes the clone, I imagine it's going to go on cooldown for quite a while, if not just a little, like at least a little bit, right? I don't think that they're going to say, hey, here's 3 downed people in front of you, go execute all 3 of them, and now you have 3 people on your team with full HP, minus the shields, right? Remember, they don't have shields, but they have their full HP, and you have 3 AIs fighting by your side. I don't think that's the case. I think what's gonna happen is you can execute the first person, you'll make that clone, and then you gotta wait for the passive to charge back up, whether that's gonna be a percentage charge or just a bar in general that's gonna say 1, right? You have 1 charge. I think that's going to be the case. I don't know if it's written somewhere that's not on these tweets or any information out there. I personally think it's going to not always be up as a special action. I think people are forgetting that it's going to go down. It's going to go on cooldown, right? It's not just going to be up all the time so that you could just make an army of AI. But if that's the case, then it'd be fun. But I think it'd be a little unbalanced. I agree with you on that. So the special should have a cooldown. What that cooldown is, I don't know. But this is a very fun special action, and I can't wait to see how people are messing around with it. We don't know how the AI will act in general, but this is a lot of fun. Now guys, that is all the information that they have tweeted so far about Twice, and I'm very happy with the character design. Do I think he's gonna be kind of weak off launch? It feels like a lot of his abilities don't do crazy damage. I'm thinking his alpha, I'm gonna max first, then probably his gamma, or maybe flip-flop those 2, and then his beta last. The beta just looks so underwhelming. Now, of course, if you have good teammates, what they're gonna do is when they do down someone and they have a Twice on your team, what I'm gonna do personally if I'm not playing Twice is I'm going to ping the downed player or the location where he is so Twice can come over and make a clone of them. And of course, you do want them to not... You want to kill the full team, right? Because you don't want them to get revived by a pink, so the clone will disappear. There's a lot of questions, again, like if I did have like 3 clones made from the downed players, are they just roaming around? Are they following me? Are they just going to go out and just go around trying to kill people, right? Personally, I think it'd be fun if they kind of followed in my general area and attacked anyone in that area, because then you can like control a whole AI army, and I think that'd be hilarious. But we don't know until he comes out in 15-16 hours. So guys, like the video, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Twice. If I don't sound too excited, it's just because it's 5 a.m. and I'm trying to be a little bit quiet for my neighbors. But guys, have a great one. I am excited. Good luck on your rolls tomorrow, and I will see you guys later. Have a great one. Bye.